Welcome to URC Chumps podcast. It's literally been a year. Last week was our 50th episode, which completely slipped my mind with everything and all that. We've had people come and go in the whole process. We've got Tim, who's with us this week. How's it, Tim?
Hey brother, how you doing?
I'm all right. But what a weekend of chaos in the Rugby Championships. The Boks scraped through with an unconvincing win that left fans sweating more than celebrating. And the Pumas shocked the world by beating the All Blacks at home, which is their first one at home.
Yeah,
Um, but yes, there's plenty to unpack. I think we should get into it.
gonna be a good episode, definitely.
Yeah. So
Uh,
yeah, here we go. I mean, starting off this weekend, 30-22. Oh,
yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because Australia are playing good rugby, and I thought this week we were obviously a lot better. Convincing, no, but that's a really good Wallabies side at the moment, and we've been saying it, Wallabies are just getting better and better, and yeah, it took an effort. It took a joint effort from the boys to pull through in the end. But that's Test versus rugby. At the end of the day, I mean, we should be happy with the win. This thing is we need to win by 50 points. That this is not. This is yeah. I'm really happy we came away with a victory, and it's a test match at the end of the day.
yeah,
And it's going to be decided by 1 or 2 points. It was decided by 8 points here. You know,
yeah.
it is intensive, and I think the boys handled it well. I think the defense was good. Um, yeah, Pollard made a difference for sure. I would have loved to see more of Reinach. I think he didn't get enough opportunity. Um, although Grant Williams is a good player. He's really quality. So, you know, I just I just would love to see a bit more Rannick in these sort of situations because I think he handles the game quite well. And as you see, they bring him on at the end with his experience, come on the bench. Um, yeah, but we also, if you look at this our side and our injuries at the moment,
Mm.
we've got a lot of injuries.
I mean,
And
there was a few that pulled out. I mean, we had really pull outs in the middle of the week due
Billy's,
to
we got Jasper still suspended. We've got now the prop is being suspended. By the way, now let me just bring this up. I'm just gonna make this apparent, right? People, I used to hate it. People going about South Africa and doping scandals and stuff like this. However, it happens more often to us than any other nation. And I want to know, is that the players or is that something wrong with our medical staff? Because this is not the first time that the player's gone, well, no, I'm prescribed this and I'm allowed it, I'm taking it. And is that not an in-house thing where they're making a problem there? I mean,
so number one, the fact that he's not going to New Zealand was a sorry decision. It hadn't got anything to do with his banning. Um,
I hear that, but I mean, at the end of the
he's been
day,
cleared. He's literally. It looks like he's going to be cleared. The fact that it was actually for a medical condition that he was on
yeah, but
medication.
the winger went to the same, excuse me, the winger went to the same thing. A Piwe.
Yeah, but his one was a different thing. This one was yeah. I haven't
He
read the
also
full
had a
thing.
medical thing and he got cleared by his doctor to take this. He took the thing apparently, and this was the outcome. So, and I mean, Chili Boy was doing other stuff, so we can't really go. I mean,
Yeah. I
but
mean, you get caught once, okay, cool. You
yeah,
need
and
to learn your lesson. Caught
when
twice,
when he gets caught the third time, he says
yeah.
it's biased. But my thing is like this is happens more often to us than any other nation, and that's an issue. How's that so problematic in our system?
Is that also just because we're a bit more transparent? That's also the next thing.
Well, I mean, you got to abide by laws. I know that when I was at the Eagles, they only tested us. when the game was on TV. And out of the 23, they took four to six random samples of anyone. Could be a bench player, could be a starter. So
Yeah.
it was just random, and it was only 46 players, and it was only when it was on television. So I mean that was a couple of years back. I'm talking about 10 years back, but
Mm.
still, I was like, that was the standard back then. It's obviously changed right now. But yeah, it just it sucks for South African rugby that we become a powerhouse, and automatically they say steroids, and then we have these things keep popping up to sort of shame us a little bit. But anyways,
Yeah.
it was a sad thing because I think he's got very much big potential and he's got a bright future. So I hope everything gets cleared, like you say, and he
Yeah.
moves. But back to
Um,
the game.
yeah.
Um,
But
I,
just before we move away from that,
I,
sorry, we'll definitely cover more of that when once we get the full report and everything. As far as I know, the fact that he isn't going to New Zealand was actually a sorry decision, not anything to do with the doping scandal.
I think it's the right call. I mean,
Yeah,
he's going to play a test match against New Zealand in New Zealand with the mindset going, what's happening with my future? I mean,
yeah,
the right call. I mean, with even in the 2019 World Cup, I think that's a different situation. So I think they handled that differently, and I think they, but in both situations, handled it correctly.
yeah.
Uh, so, so
But
I,
anyway,
but
yeah,
anyway, I was actually trying to touch on the fact that we've got a lot of key players out,
yeah.
and we through that still came away with, I mean, an 8 point victory against a good Wallabies side. Everyone ever said Wallabies were, but Joe Smith is a genius, and
But
he's
watching the game, they're live, which also is a few videos and stuff like that, a video and a couple of pictures. I will be honest, and I know we've got a bit of flack from a few people with comments thinking we're going against one specific type of player. Um, Kanan Moody was a hole in our defense. And I saw, what's his name? Nick Mallet also said fussy. However, from what I could see from watching the game there, Fussy
I,
was in the wrong place because he kept on having to cover Moody.
you know, you got to feel for Moody because he's not being picked in a position. So he's playing at club one level, he's playing at international another position. So he's never, is he an outside centre? Is he a fullback? Is he a wing? The poor kid doesn't know which way's up, and it's the same with Willemse. Is he a fly off? Is he an inside centre? Is he a fullback? You know, I agree, utility backs are important, but they also got to know their role. And I think that's where Moody is struggling because he's concentrating on trying to find his feet in three different positions in the Springbok and international level. He's trying to find
Yeah.
his way at fullback, at wing, and at outside center. And that's
But
that's a huge demand. The kid's 20, 23 years old or 22 years old. There's a massive demand to have him learn one position. He's learning three.
yeah.
So like
But you mentioned Willemse. I mean, I think what works with Willemse is he's used in all three roles at Stormers. It's not a constant.
Phillips got 3 more years of it. He's got
Yeah,
3 more years of experience. That's what it comes down to.
yeah,
He's young. Moody is 22. We forget this because he's been around a bit, but he's 22 years old or something stupid. He needs another 3 years, and he will be able to cover every position in the backline probably. He's that talented.
yes,
However, right now he's trying to divide his mindset on three different positions that most people in their life wouldn't be able to manage one. So you guys got to give him some. You got to give him some leeway. He's 22. He's 22 and he's playing wing for the Springboks, fullback for the Springboks, outside centre for the Springboks, and he's playing all of that for his club as well for the Bulls. He's covering everything for the Bulls. So
yeah,
like he's young and he's good enough to do it at international level where he's not such a blight in defense. His defense is solid. He's a great tackler. His technique's good, but his positioning is poor at the moment. I agree with you. However, that's just him trying to spread himself thin at the moment. He's learning three different positions at international level, and at 22 years old, hats off to him.
No, it's fair points that you're making there. While I was there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, was
So,
Nick White lying on the ground with his ass up in the air.
listen, when Quaka threw him like that, in real time when I watched that, I was like, he ain't getting up for nothing. He is done. His head hit so hard on that floor. Let me tell you, wow.
I saw it. It was literally in line with me when I saw it, and I was like, "Oh!" As it happened, I was like, "Yeah!" And then I just saw him. He was lying there with his butt up in the air. I was like, "Oh my gosh!" And he was just
No,
kept on lying there.
he got ragdolled. I mean, that is the definition of ragdoll.
Yeah.
They should add that to Wikipedia on the definition of ragdoll. Just have that clip.
His
Because
mustache couldn't save him there this time.
listen, that was an abs. I mean, that was boy versus man. He got absolutely manhandled.
Yeah. Um, but I mean, yeah, again, uh, this is the whole discussion as well. I'm going to bring it up because it was the same thing with the All Blacks game as well, which we'll cover again. The kicking. It would have been a 2 point difference if O'Connor had got two of the kicks that he missed. It would have changed the whole dynamic of the game.
I mean, yes, I agree with you. It definitely would have. Um,
But then again, everybody gives Marnie such a hard time, but you don't hear this going to O'Connor and Barrett.
well, I mean, they've got Mackenzie, Barrett, they've got both Barretts, in fact. So they've
Yeah.
got enough kickers in New Zealand. In Australia, I mean, who's reliable there? O'Connor is generally quite reliable. I mean, he had an off day. It was wet. He's kicking. He normally plays with Gilbert or Adidas balls, and now he's playing with a Rhino. Uh, so it's a different kicking ball. It's a different feel. Maybe this didn't on the day. I don't know. Everyone has their off day.
Yeah.
But generally he's quite reliable. I mean, good for us. I mean, what can I say? Uh, but obviously we've got Mr. Pollard. He doesn't miss anything. Um,
I think
Mr.
Pollard could kick a styrofoam ball over from halfway.
He's unbelievable. That man. He is
Oh,
unbelievable. The other hand kicking as well was superb. His cross kick for the try, his vision. It was a masterclass of what Marnie didn't do the week before.
yeah.
So
But yeah, we're
yeah,
talking about disappointing kicking performances. Like, probably would have been a bit different if they had slotted them. And I mean, the
and
next one will definitely
I'm
show.
gonna, I'm gonna be that guy, and I'm gonna say something that probably 90% of the world are gonna hate me for. But Scott Barrett has got no. He should not be anywhere near a captain badge for the All Blacks. He is honestly the worst All Black captain I have been in my lifetime witness to. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for it. But if you look at back in the past and who they had as captains, and then you get this clown, I'm sorry. He's not a leader. He gets sent off often. He can't control himself. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm going to get a lot of slack for it, but I'm sorry. He does not deserve to be called himself an All Black skipper.
No, listen, I absolutely actually agree with you with that. I think he's maybe just too aggressive to be a captain. Um, it's
But
definitely not the first time. I mean, when he was named captain, I was actually a bit surprised. In that, I would have maybe expected someone like Bowden taking on the
or
thing,
Audie. Why
or
wouldn't they
Artie
not
as well.
be a
Um,
captain? Why wouldn't you do Audie?
yeah. Um, but yeah, I mean, I was a bit surprised regarding that. Don't know if they haven't given it, if it's not with Artie, because Artie technically doesn't play in New Zealand. He plays in Samoa.
Yeah, but
Uh,
even when he did play in New Zealand, he wasn't captain. So,
yeah. So, I mean, yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. But I'm actually very happy for Argentina. Argentina
of course, they
definitely,
deserve it. They've beaten
yeah,
the Lions, they've beaten New Zealand. Look at Argentina rugby and how it's going. And
yeah,
it's awesome. And what it does for the competition right now, it opens everything up. It's great for us. It's great for World Rugby. It dropped New Zealand down a little bit of their high horses, and they had to eat a bit of humble pie. But we had to do that the week before. So,
yeah,
they gave us all the nonsense in the world. I'm not going to get into it because you know what? I respect New Zealand. If like like when I played there, most amazing people, love the landscape, love the rugby, love the culture. So in fact, I'm a big supporter, but I'm a Springbok supporter first and foremost.
yeah.
But
There's
I'm
a,
a big All Blacks. So like I don't wish them ill will, but this was good for rugby. This was a good result, and the Pumas I think deserved it, and I think it will then do the same thing it did for us. I think that test now between us and New Zealand becomes absolutely enormous. And it means both sides need to have two from two. New Zealand before that would have taken one out of two. We probably would have taken one out of two. But now
yeah.
we both came down. And yeah, I think it's going to be an absolute clash of the Titans.
I mean, I haven't got it in here, but the logs are right now is New Zealand, Australia, South Africa, Argentina.
Correct.
New Zealand was six. Argentina, I mean, Australia was five because they got a bonus point win last
Yeah.
week.
And
And
us,
um, and of course, New Zealand getting the bonus point now puts them up onto six.
yeah.
But this makes it exciting like it was last year because last year was also teams had lost a game. And it
Yeah.
came to the last game of the tournament. We
I
had
feel
to
like
beat.
it's got more of an edge. I feel like this year's got more of an edge because it's this year's got all the sides in play. Last year it just had ourselves in New Zealand and then for a certain amount of time the Pumas. But this
Yeah,
year all four sides have a chance here.
yeah.
It's
Don't
completely open.
don't forget. New Zealand lost their first game last year against the Pumas, and then they won every other game until they came to South Africa. It was when it came to South Africa, it was do or die for them. They had
Yeah,
to, but of course, last year the running was between the Pumas and Springboks last year. Uh, the Pumas needed to beat us in the final game. We had to win as well to make sure. I think the worst we could do, or the worst we could do, was draw. But we had to just draw it. It couldn't be a draw and bonus points.
that's
Then it
right.
was going to be a different story, and we had to deny bonus points as well. It made it exciting. And I think that's where we are now. It, I'm looking forward to next weekend. Um, I'm waiting to see what New Zealand's got for us. The thing is,
Look,
they've been hot,
gonna
cold.
be war, brother. It's gonna be an absolute. This is gonna. I think these two test matches are gonna be two of the greatest test matches I think we're gonna have the privilege to see.
Yeah.
I think these two sides are gonna go absolute hammer and tongs at each other.
I mean,
And
I was watching some
yes,
New Zealanders talk about how they would expect the this championship to go. They were like, "Oh, we'll beat the Argentina both games," and then they were like, "Oh, what
yeah,
about South Africa coming?" And they were like, "South Africa, we're gonna keep Eden Park, but we're gonna have the curse of Wellington hit us, and they're gonna beat us at Wellington, and then of
yeah,
course the final two games against Australia." Um, there was that video that I put up earlier in a couple of episodes ago with Getsu going, "Oh, we're winning the championship. We're gonna go to 2027, and everything like that."
yeah. I mean, this Australian side is reminds me they're getting back to their old ways, their old strengths. But so I mean, it's great. I love to see it. Do I think they're going to win the championship? I'm going to say no, straight up, straight up.
Yeah, I don't. I think they're gonna have to come against New Zealand, who's definitely gonna go
I want
try to
to
keep
ask
the
you about,
record.
I wanted to ask you about this. You posted on the group. Now, is this for the last game or is this for the
Yeah,
whole camp?
round two. So round two.
Ah,
So
okay.
it isn't in total. This is just this last weekend.
Because
Um,
yeah, okay, it makes sense then.
yeah,
Okay.
I mean the meters gained. The worst was New Zealand, which is surprising when you see that.
New Zealand
Uh,
kicked more than more than any other side. I mean, they normally, I mean, over the decades. So
yeah. Clean breaks as well. They only had one, which again, someone like a Will Jordan
that's
gets.
surprising. Will Jordan
Yeah,
was nowhere. Artie Severe was quiet. Like the guys. You know,
I mean, as you can see, the clean breaks with Argentina and Oz were seven each. The passes where you can see Argentina has 174, and I mean
yeah,
seven of those were technically offloads as well.
yeah.
Offloads for New Zealand was five, which was a surprising stat for me as well,
They
considering
got
that
the
they
worst.
always like to.
It's shocking, huh?
Yeah. Um, Kicks from hand again, 18. I mean, you expect New Zealand to run a bit more, but of course South Africa with 35. Gain line carries. I mean, 98 from Argentina. That Yeah, I mean, they were on a different level this weekend. It shows just looking at this why they won.
Yeah, of course.
Um, Tackle success, I'm a little bit disappointed with South Africa. It was 76, but it did show.
Well, but we were also trying to put a lot of pressure. We got a different
Yeah,
structure. We put a lot of pressure on them. Also, it was wet in the foot, so we missed a lot of guys just by footing. So I mean,
but look at
I
the
don't
rack percentage
I
as well.
understand
We kept 97% of our racks compared to the others. We were very close at 94, 96. Our lineouts, we were 100%. It was
it's the first
fantastic.
time, so that's great.
Yeah. Goal kicking, as you can see, 50-50 for Oz and New Zealand. Argentina with 88. And of course, the ace with the
Yeah.
ball,
Oh,
Andre at
yeah,
100.
Pollard. What can you say?
Yeah, I mean, it was surprising. I mean, some of those stats, when you look at our stats compared to Australia, you kind of like, well, what happened?
Yeah,
Um, but then, yeah, it was. Like some of them you see they're very close, but then some of them you also see they're not so close. I mean, yeah. But I mean, there was a tweet that got put out. Okay, below the fact it's got what's his name's face on it, Jacques Niebuhr. It wasn't Jacques Niebuhr, but I mean, we'll take the win. But that was far from convincing, which is true, and we've said that ourselves. Granted, missing a lot of players, like you have mentioned, in our defense is a concern. But the first time it feels like we're really missing Niebuhr, hence his picture there. We're making reads, but they're getting the ball around us and behind us, which is the point made there. And I mean, are we really missing Niebuhr, or are we conjuring something up that because we got Felix Jones back as well?
Felix Jones is wonderful. He's a
Yeah,
wonderful addition. I do think Neva brings a lot to the table. So, yes, we do miss him. I think he definitely brings a lot to defensively. You know how good the Stormers were defensively? That was Rusty Neva. They were
yeah.
superb, and it's shown. So I do believe, yeah, of course, we miss him. Yeah. I think it would be a different situation if he was there. However, Felix Jones is awesome. But in 2019, we had Felix Jones and Nemo and Arasi together.
No, I
So,
mean that is the fact. Oh, sorry, I got my video playing for later. I don't know why it's popping up, but anyway.
good.
Um, yeah, I mean are we going to be expecting this to happen again and again on a regular basis, which is what we don't want. We can't be sitting there where people are like, oh, we'll just throw it behind you guys and we'll take it every single game, which is kind of what New Zealand will look at when we play against them.
I think, I think in New Zealand, they're going to put a lot of a lot of cross kicks, a lot of chip behind, a lot of over the top ball, a lot of skip passes. Australia, they broke our defense down with a very simple move. You know what I mean? It wasn't complicated to sort of defuse our defense. That snap behind in the wide ball, and then we were done for.
Yeah.
We we couldn't catch them out wide, and yeah, it wasn't a complicated thing that took us down. So I think the defensive coach will look at that, and I mean it was very apparent. So do we see the same defensive structure against New Zealand as we see against Australia? Probably a similar one, I would say. Um, However, I think it'll be tweaked, and I think our game plan is definitely going to be tweaked. We'll definitely go with a very forward-laden bomb squad. I think we'll go the big heavy pack, and we'll go with our very experienced players like Peter Steff if he's fit, Colby if he's fit. These players. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't doubt that. I mean, we're going to literally have to go with a very strong team. And it's going to have to be a team that can handle anything that is thrown at them, be able to adapt to a change in a call.
For sure.
I think Jean de Villiers said it in one of his events that I saw, where when they played according to the plan. Of course, the plan didn't always work, which is part of the problem. But I think these days in this kind of rugby, you literally have to make sure you have a different plan to go up
Well,
against them.
this is my problem with Monty Leboeck last week. He couldn't adapt. So when his plan didn't work, he couldn't adapt his plan to then fix the problem. Whereas Pollard can adapt. So I've seen Sasha adapt. He's still young, so I still need to check him out a little bit. But like I've seen him adapt and change accordingly to the game plan or the game that's unfolding in front of him. And Marnie doesn't like Marnie's a really good player when things are sort of going according to the game plan. But when things don't and the momentum's not in our way, Marnie's not doesn't have the skill set to change the momentum, whereas Pollard has the momentum to sort of alter his game plan, alter the momentum, and put it back into Saka's terminology. And another one was, Marnie doesn't when the time gets tough, Marnie doesn't go back to the basics. He almost tries to be even more elaborate, which backfires.
Yeah.
Where Pollard will go back to basics, he'll turn the sides around. He'll say, if you want to score, go score 80-meter try. Yeah, it's just, yeah, anyways.
Yeah.
Awesome. Got a couple of vids.
Yeah, so a couple of pics and stuff like that. So this is where I was sitting and everything. Just so everybody knows, that is where Nick White ended up when he got kicked off. Literally saw it right there. So yeah, I had a nice little bump in with a celeb, JJ Kotze. Had a quick question, asked him, so how's the training going? He said, no, it's all going well and everything. So it was awesome. So it was great such an awesome guy. If he sees this,
Awesome.
thanks for the picture. And here's a quick video of during the national anthem. So I mean, yeah, that was awesome. I mean, it was
Top
you felt it when that national anthem. I'm like, I've already sung the national anthem at Newlands Cricket Ground and rugby. This is a different level of national anthem.
Yeah, I mean, I had the privilege of playing both at Newlands Rugby and Cricket Ground, and so I have fond memories. And the new stadium, I haven't had the privilege to go to the new stadium yet. I must admit. but it is something I'm definitely a check out. And
Come
it's
over
obviously,
Christmas. We'll go or try organize a game over Christmas.
yeah, yeah, freak, definitely. And
Yeah.
then, yeah, definitely.
But yeah, but talking about over Christmas and everything like that, some of the teams have dropped the new jerseys.
New Jersey's,
So yeah, it's like I've got the Bulls and the Bulls away, Stormers away, Bulls home, Stormers home. Now, I like the home jerseys more than the away jerseys. Here, I have an issue with the new jersey. The home jersey for the Stormers, I like it. I just wish that Adidas red was a little bit more darker. Like it was a bit more contrast
I kind of
on
dig
the.
it. I kind of dig it.
No,
I
I,
must.
I like
I
it.
don't like the away jersey, but the home Stormers jersey, I don't like the new logo. I prefer the old one. But the new jersey, I enjoy it.
My
I'm a
wife
fan.
says I can't get it, so I'll try to get it at the end of the season when it costs less.
How much is it going for?
So talking about that, due to the fact that BLK is still the official sponsors and they're not doing the URC, that's why it's been released. It's only available on the 19th of September, and it's going to be here in South Africa. It's going to be 999 rand.
$1,000 in
Yeah,
euros. That is,
I think that's like 50.
yeah, it's about, yeah, no, it's about 60, 65 euros. It's less than a
I'll
pair of shoes. Pair of shoes cost more.
999
It's like
in
21 euros,
euros.
21 rands a euro, somewhere around
Oh, I was closer. 48.32
there. Oh, nice. Nice. But
euros.
I think I'll definitely get that the home jersey when I come down.
Yeah.
The away jersey, yeah, it's
I don't
okay.
like the pink. I think there's more of a story with the pink. It hasn't been released yet, but I just think the pink doesn't sit great. Like I said, I like the home jersey. I just wish that Adidas was maybe a little bit more of a darker red.
I like that it stands out.
Yeah,
I like the Bulls away jersey, the white and with the blue like little thing. I actually quite enjoy that.
I'm gonna be honest. I like it. The color as well, but it almost looks like something your dad would have worn in the 70s or 80s.
But isn't that cool? A little bit of retro coming
No, no,
back.
I like the retro. It's just, as I said to someone, it
Come on.
looks like something you would see.
I kind of dig it. I kind of dig it. You know, the old school
Oh,
rugby is coming back into vibe. And these colors sort of going and the old school colors coming back. You know, if you look at New Zealand, they got the proper colors. You know, that's I quite enjoy it. I like
uh,
it.
I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm yeah. So, like I said, the 19th of September, the home jersey will be available for the Stormers. I think they said the 5th of October, the away jersey will be available. So, if anybody is looking towards that, that is when the jerseys will be available to purchase.
Well,
But the
I'm
Bulls, of course, is right away.
yeah, I'm definitely gonna grab myself a home jersey from the Stormers, and I might just grab the Bull Bulls away kit. Yeah, I
Yeah.
kind of
Um, but I think, yeah, like I said to my wife, I'll wait until the end of the season when the price drops. Because when I
yeah.
told her the price, she was like, no. You know the missus is you have to keep them happy. Happy wife, happy life, apparently. Um, I do like the Cape Town logo on there because of course, like yeah, they've got the I love Cape Town,
Yeah,
where they've gone with the Cape Town with the Table Mountain in between it. So it
yeah.
actually does look pretty awesome. But yeah. I think the show is coming to a quick end because, of course, it is a break this weekend. I think the only thing is really Curry Cup. I know most of our overseas people won't really be paying attention to it, but yeah. But the joke for this weekend is not, or this week
Let's
is not a joke. It is a meme.
let's see it.
Know your place. You have no right to beat the mighty All Blacks. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think they deserved it.
no, I think they did. I'm glad they did. Like I said, it makes this whole tournament exciting. It doesn't make it mundane like we used to in the old days. It was like, okay, cool. Whoever wins between Australia and South Africa is pretty much who comes second. Now it's like, okay, cool. New Zealand's lost. Now we know who. It's open. It's not like a closed book.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm very keen to see. So, I mean, I think that Australian Argentina game is going to be magic. I think it's not going to be as intense as the South African New Zealand game and not as physical, but the running rugby that's going to come out of that game, I think both sides are going to throw that ball around and it's going to be absolute magic to watch. I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be a high pace game. I think the Springbok New Zealand game is going to be a physical, down and dirty warfare, and the teams are really, I think it's going to be a really good rugby weekend next weekend. So I'm keen, definitely.
Yeah. And very early as well. 6:30 is the Australian game,
Uh,
and like 9 o'clock is the South African game. So yeah. But
I'm getting
anyway, we'll cover that one a little bit more. I need to shoot off. I've actually got people calling me about some other stuff. So yeah, we'll cover more transfers next week regarding everything. But my fellow champions, Tim, thank you very much. Remember to please like, share, and subscribe, please, guys. I'm enjoying the comments. I'm enjoying some of the banter. Please understand, I do see some people say we're targeting only one type of players. We are not. We are open to everything. Please listen to the full episode before you judge. But yes, I just thought I'd put that in there. But anyway, guys, thanks very much. Have a good night, good week. Cheers.